So it's just quiet in here. There's nothing going on. It's just quiet. And then I walk over. I was sitting in the other room. Then I walk over into this room and plug my phone in. And right when I plug my phone into the charger, there's a car. There's a car outside. Right at that moment, going honk honk, hitting their lock button right outside my apartment building. And I saw, there's see a white truck. Yup. And he was just driving through the intersection when I walked up to my window. And he's probably a stalker. And then, like I said, I've been just walking around, like when I'm not recording, I'm just like walking around, like looking down at the sidewalk for the most part. Just like ignoring them. But then they'll have people come up and like just be staring me down and just like trying to make eye contact with me. Just like staring me down to try to get my attention, or just honking a horn next to me or driving by and yelling something as they drive by me. And there's also been a lot of cars that'll just like be creeping around me when I'm not recording. They'll just be driving really slow. And they'll be like, or like if I'm crossing through an intersection, they'll be like pulling up to it really slow. Stuff like that, just doing creeper shit, creeping around. Driving by me and laughing at me and shit. Being fucking weirdos. I just always find new and exciting ways to be weirdos. They're not really new. I mean, no, that's really new, but like, that's just what they've been doing lately, though. Is just like driving really slow and just like, I don't know, just when I'm not recording, the like when I'm outside, I mean. These two cars are synced at the intersection right now. And it was a piglet that synced with the other stalker. And two more cars are syncing right now. One's driving through the intersection, one's coming out from behind a corner of the building. And then he's turning into the parking lot. And then he's syncing with another car driving behind him at the intersection. As he drives through the parking lot, and then he's driving around in the parking lot Is he gonna drive back out of the parking lot? He's stopping right as another car drives out on the street, but he just stopped like sideways in the parking lot. And then this whitey drove out with that car when it went around the other corner on the street. And then the other car is still just sitting in the parking lot. And there's frequency shooting in my ear. And then the guy in the parking lot is driving again after sitting sideways in the parking lot for no reason. And then this other whitey is driving out. And now he's sitting diagonal in the parking lot. Oh, now he's driving again. And now he's driving back out of the parking lot. Not yet, though. He's waiting for another stalker so he can drive back out of the parking lot. Here we go. He's driving out of the parking lot. And then he's going to meet another stalker at the intersection. Isn't he? He didn't. He actually did not meet another stalker at the intersection. So I don't know what that driving out of the parking lot maneuver was, but might have been synced with something. I don't know. But he did everything else synced though, and he just came and he just sat sideways in the parking lot. And like he was a black car, and when he stopped in the parking lot, another black truck drove out. So he's definitely a stalker, but he didn't want to do any more stalker things when he left the parking lot, I guess. Now where's the stockheads though? I don't see any. There's like there's a gnat inside my apartment today that I think is a stalker gnat. I don't know. There's always all these different types of bugs stalking me all the time. There's a bunch of butterflies today stalking me. This one like flew right at my face. Like, it didn't hit me, but it just like flies at me. And they fly up to me at sync moments. And then this one flew in front of me right as a car honked. And then another one flew in front of me right after that as I'm walking over this path. And there's a car right now. And then he's syncing with the whitey. And then there's a car right now. Is he gonna sync with the car? He synced with the car at the other side, and then nothing again. And then The car is coming. And then, is it gonna sink? It didn't sink. It didn't sink. Oh, these cars are synced though. There's 2 cars synced. Oh, here comes another car. It's gonna sink. And it was a whitey. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, and then yesterday, I went up to HealthWorks, and I got there before they opened. So I was just waiting for them to open at the door, and there was someone stalking me with her child right over by there. Like her daughter ran up, like a little toddler ran up at me when I walked by him. She just like runs out onto the street and then runs back up on the sidewalk next to me. And then, but I was just standing out there waiting for him to open by the doors. Hold on, there's this cat outside. Is he gonna stalk? He might have ran out, stalkered up with his car that drove by him a minute ago. I think it's that orange stalker cat I always see. But anyway, that cat, that orange stalker cat, like he has like a really recognizable face. And like I've caught him on a few videos. But anyway, I was waiting outside HealthWorks, and there's that little girl and her mom stalking me, and this motorcycle just drove by, and someone was coming out of the building at the same time. Yeah, there's that mom and her little girl stalking me, but there's also these bugs though that were like bullying me. These like a gang of bugs just thugging on me, coming up in my face, pressing. They just kept flying up my face, just like buzzing at me. I don't know what type of bugs they were. They're like some type of fly thing. It's not a fly though, but it flies around like one. Some type of CIA DARPA bug, I don't know. There's like 4 of them in my face, just like ganging up on me. And it's like cornering me over by the door. You ever thought of weed? Have I ever thought of weed? I don't know what that means. But then, yeah, these people that came outside are just sitting out here. And it's 3 people, and they're probably all stockheads. And someone else is walking out right now. 2 other people are walking out right now. Oh, there's a car going through the intersection too. Was it synced with them? What's happening? There's stalkers outside, a lot of them, as usual. This is what it is. And then there's two cars meeting each other at the intersection right now. And it was a whitey and a black truck, I think. And then there's nothing. These people are standing outside talking, whatever, smoking cigarettes. You know, they're gonna walk back in the door stalkered up though, or they're gonna do stalker hand gestures or whatever. Or they're gonna stalk with each other and do a stalker dance. They're gonna point synced as the stalker drives out, or they're gonna do some type of stalker thing. Well, this one stalker drove out, and then the other stalker was driving by me when he gets to the intersection. And then he's stalkered up, and he's driving out of the stalker parking lot and stalking out onto the street, stalkered up. And I think the stalker's standing outside talking, or might have been doing stalker movements with him driving out. I don't know. I didn't really look over at them to see what they were doing, but I saw them out of the corner of my eye moving around, and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe they did. Probably. Because everybody's just stalk-tarded like that out here. There's two more stalkers sneaking up on the street on Stalker Avenue. Shit, I just gave away my location. Yep, I live on Stalker Avenue. Pull up. Stalkers. You already do. So I don't even need to say it. Yeah, like I said, I think some of the children that they bring around me are being trafficked, perhaps. I'm not sure 100% about that, but it's just a feeling that I get from different scenarios that I've been in that I can't really even, like, prove it or whatever, or, like, but it's just a feeling I get that, like, some of the children are being, like, trafficked around me, and they're like flying them around me. Some shit. And then, you know, like, I'll hear children, babies crying, synced, and I'll see A113 license plates. And then, like, occasionally they'll do, like, pizza symbolism shit. And shit like that. So, saying. There's this girl screaming at the library today. She's like, "Help! Help!" Like, I don't know what was even happening, but it was synced though with stalkers walking by me, and these stalkers are walking back in the building. And this stalker is just like, I think he just like looked at my window and pointed at me. And then as all the rest of the people go in the building, this car drove out. I think it's a white car, maybe a silver car. Right when the last people in the building. That was a scary motorcycle sound. What was that? Or a car? What type of stock vehicle is it? Is it a stalker? Is it a stock car? What Hot Wheels car, toy, puppet is Skynet gonna play with next out my window? There's a car driving by on the street right as a car drives through the intersection behind it. There's someone walking out of the building, and I think it's synced with his engine sound. And they sit down right as his car is driving out. And then another car drove out, and when he drives around the other corner, the engine sound. What else happened today? Anything stalkered up happened? 1,000,000 of them? Yup. I don't know, just usual, I guess. Maybe doing directed conversations, just all types of stalkered up things. They'll just like drive by me and start their music right as they drive by me with subs and shit like that. Or just like take a drink out of their coffee cup right as they drive by me. Or just like throw a cigarette out the window as they drive by me. This white truck is driving by me. And he stopped right next to me. And then, is he gonna do the stalker thing with another stalker? Well, there's 0 cars on the street, and like right after he got out of his truck, there was a car driving by, but it wasn't right at the same time though. But there's no other cars anywhere though, so it was probably another stalker with the white truck that parked right next to me. Or like he just stopped right there, I think he's about to get back in it in a minute. There's another car coming in the parking lot. Is it a stalker? The white truck is starting again. He's getting back into it again. He's starting it right as this other car drives by a place where they think at. And then it's driving by me. And then nothing again. And then is the white truck coming back? I think the white truck's coming back. I saw another white car on the street. Oh, and then there's a white truck synced with it on this other street. But yeah, I caught that plane, whatever day it was, today or yesterday or whatever. It flew over my head, right at the corner of Ravenwood. It was right over my head. There's just a lot of videos of planes flying right over my head, right at crosswalks and sync places like that, intersections. In the corner of Ravenwood. And probably the Harbor Bar and a bunch of other sync places. There's multiple videos of planes flying over my head at crosswalks. I know that. And multiple videos of planes flying over my head right at intersections. There's a lot of those ones. There's probably a few at Ravenwood and a few at the Harbor Bar and a few at other places that they sync up at. Because I've recorded a lot of videos of planes flying right over my head. This is always like that. When I see a plane over my head, I just look over and I'm at a synced place. And there's a white car driving by at the same time or something too, usually. I saw a bunch of cars that I think were stalkers. I don't know. I think they were stalking me. And these guys are still just sitting out here. That came out a minute ago. He was talking. Then they're gonna be stalking. Be a bunch of crisis actors like Christopher Walken. When they walk in, here they go. They're walking in. Are they stalking? With the stalker in the background. In a stalker car. Way in the background, the shadows like a creepy creep stalk ninja. Oh, he's driving back the other way. Someone was shooting a frequency in my ear again. Is this car a stalker? Let's see. Is he gonna stalk? Here he comes. I don't know. Don't know. What about there's two stalkers. There's two stalker cars. There's a car. Is he a stalker? He didn't sink. He was unstalkered. That's good. Here comes a car. Is it gonna be stalkered up? There's someone walking out of the building right as the car drives out in a white car. Like I saw his lights before he drove out. Like I saw the reflection of his lights. And then they walk out right as he drives out. He's a white stalker. And they're walking across the parking lot. And then they're gonna get in a stalker car. And then it's gonna pull off stalkered up. And it's parked pointed directly at me in the parking lot. Oh, they're not gonna drive off? What's gonna happen? Just getting in, back out of the car. And then they're walking away, and this other car is driving out, and they're locking it again right as the car drives behind the car. Like it wasn't already locked before. Because that's just what people do out here, is lock their cars multiple times, and then they do it synced when they do it again. And when they do it the first time. Or they just keep hitting it over and over. But it didn't honk or anything, but like I'll hear them honking out there, and they'll just keep doing it over and over. Or like when I'm outside too, I'll just hear someone hitting the lock button, like honk, 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 honk. Like, bruh, it's locked. You can't lock it any more than it already is. want to do that, get a padlock. But now they're just standing outside. They're smoking cigarettes or whatever. They got a pack of cigarettes out of the car or something. They're just standing out here smoking and talking. And then they're gonna walk back in stalking. And Christopher's stalking. And then someone else walked out, and I think she touched her nose when he walked out. And it's two guys, and one guy's got a red shirt, and his car drove out at the same time. I think it was a Whitey Mobile. And they're just all smoking cigarettes out here, having a stalker gathering, talking about whatever the stalkers talk about when they're outside stalking. And these two cars just stalked with each other, and then my refrigerator is turning on, stalkered up. And then the guy with the red shirt is walking away when the car gets to the intersection. The other guy is following him. And then they're gonna get in a stalker car probably. And then there's a car driving up to the intersection. And I don't think it did anything. There's someone walking out of the building. I think the red shirt guy was thinking with him. I don't know. They didn't get in a car though, they're just standing out here. And then there's this white car driving by, and then this guy is walking around, walking up to the red shirt guy. And they're just standing in a group of three in a triangle. And it's just a common thing that stalkers do when they stalk me, is stand in a triangle. They'll be standing like right at the corner of the harbor bar or something in a triangle. And then I walk by them on the sidewalk. And then one night when I was delivery driving, there were these three guys, and I turned at the intersection, and they all walk out. Like they're gonna cross the street in front of me. So I stopped to let them go, and then they're like, "No, you go." And I'm like halfway across the intersection, so I'm like, all right. I knew they were stalkers. And one guy had a red shirt, one guy had a white shirt, and one guy had a blue shirt. And then I drive through the intersection, and then the two guys, or like one of them, or whatever, I don't remember how they did it. I think there was two guys like walked out in front of me. Like they just walked out in front of me anyway, as I was turning. And then the other guy walked behind me, and they made a triangle around my car as I turned out on the street. Like the other guy was walking up to the right of me, the other guy was to the left of me, and then the other guy was behind me, or whatever. But yeah, they'll just be like standing by a crosswalk in a triangle, and then whatever. Directed conversation when I walk by them or whatever, or they'll just do nothing, but they'll just be standing there. But yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know. But there's more people coming out now. There's a bunch of people out here now, so it's not just 3 people standing over there now, so just saying though, it's a thing that I see all the time. And then someone just yelled right as his white car drove out. The first thing that popped up in the video is the one where the guy's trying to not be a little creepy, and he said that it wasn't his fault that he didn't get the shot. What? Huh? Someone just walked back in the building right when I looked up out the window again. It was probably synced with me looking back up out the window. Shit's weird, bro. And then, like, man, they just do all types of weird shit. Like, I'll just be, like, posting shit on my phone, and then right when I put my phone back in my pocket, there's a stalker driving by me because I'm walking up the sidewalk or whatever. Well, that's enough of that. I don't care what stalkers are gonna do next. They're gonna do stalk-tardy things. But like I said on Terminator 2, there's sync people in the background. But I think, like, I've been watching a bunch of movies, and it seems like this is happening to the main character in a lot of movies, like even ones that aren't about targeted individuals. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is just like a Hollywood technique, and like I don't know if they do this on like stage plays and too or whatever. I don't know. But like, if this is just like a theatrical technique where they just like have the background actors doing synchronized things with the main character and with like the camera like syncing on the audience. It seems like there's a lot of synced up background characters in a lot of different movies. But definitely, like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers is definitely stalkers in the background, you know? And it's like a lot of them too. And like Truman Show, it's a lot of them. But like, I was watching Spider-Man. I was watching Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, you know? Tobey Maguire. And like Mary Jane especially keeps synchronizing on Peter Parker. Like, he comes out of his house right as she comes out of her house. Like they both come out of the front door, like they're neighbors, you know? They both come out of the front door at the same time. And like the other scene when he takes the trash out to the backyard and she's like arguing with her dad. And then she runs out of the door of the house right as he puts the trash in the trash can. And then like she's waving at him, but she's waving at the people behind him. and like she's just synchronizing on him the whole movie. But like it seems like other characters are too. Like other like background characters and side characters are syncing on Peter Parker. Just seems like it. Definitely Mary Jane, it seems like it. And yeah, I don't know. And like a few other movies that I've been watching that seems like it. It's weird. Like I don't know, is that like a gang stalker thing? Or is it just like a Hollywood technique and then they applied that to the gang stalker tactics? Or like what? Or just like every Hollywood movie is mocking targeted individuals or what? Like everybody else is watching it. And they see it, but targeted individuals don't until they realize that they're a targeted individual. I don't know, man. But Mary Jane was definitely sinking on Peter Parker, though. That's all I'm saying. She's doing this shit at the exact same time as him. And then, like, the bus driver was even bullying Peter Parker. Like, everybody was bullying Peter Parker. I don't know. Is Peter Parker a targeted individual? Stop making fun of the sync robots. We'll stop doing sync-targeted robotic shit. Sync up some food to some hungry people or something. How about that? How about sync up something else. Because these syncs are sync-tarded. Humans aren't real. Well, what about me? Am I real? Because I'm not sync-tarded. I'm the only human. The CIA, what? What about the CIA? The CIA brings out the sync NPCs. I know they do. Again. Again, what? Yeah, like, I was watching, um, what's the movie? The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, and like, there's sync things happening around the Robert De Niro character in that movie. Like, the church bell was going off synced, and like a bunch of sync things are happening around him in that movie. Just saying. I don't know. What's some other movies with sync things? Or what's some other movies about gang stalking? 'Cause I got Get Out, Truman Show, Eyes Wide Shut, The Game, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Terminator, Adjustment Bureau, which I just watched Adjustment Bureau again tonight, and there's a few people that look synced in it. There's a few parts in it where people look like they're doing sync stuff in the background, and then like there's one part where Matt Damon walks in a building and the other guy is coming out of one of the doors, like outside at the same time. Like one of the Adjustment Bureau guys is coming through a door right as Matt Damon walks into the building, and then they go and sit when he's like sitting at the restaurant with the girl. They're like sitting outside at the table. And the Adjustment Bureau guys, they like go up to a table inside the building and they sit down. And then right as the waitress comes up to Matt Damon, the Adjustment Bureau guys walk away from the table right behind the waitress. She walks up to the table in the background. And then when Matt Damon like walks around the corner of the building, they're like walking out of the building next to him. There's a few things in that movie that look synced, but like Truman Show though, there's just sync people on top of sync people in the background behind the other sync people. And he's a targeted flat earth furry. Do you got proof that the earth is round yet? The moon is made of cheese. That's your proof that the earth is a ball in a space vacuum with air sticking to it. Prove it's flat with scientific measurements. I proved it's flat without scientific measurements. I just use basic logic and I say, hey, what makes more sense? That the earth is a ball in a space vacuum with air sticking to it and you can see the same stars year round even though we're on the other side of the sun 6 months from now? Does that make more sense, or does it make more sense that it's something else than what they told us? Because that makes no sense. Like, that doesn't prove that it's flat, I guess, but like, it makes more sense that it's flat, I would say. Either it's flat or it is a ball, but the sun revolves around the earth and we just like sit still in space and we don't spin because we see the same stars year round somehow. Or earth is spinning but like I don't know. Earth is spinning but the sun is staying still. Something different than what they told us. Because what they told us makes no sense. When you really look at it and you go, we're on the opposite side of the sun in 6 months from now and we're facing away from the sun when it's nighttime. So how do we see the same stars? Is there a mirror? Is there a giant mirror that's reflecting the stars? But then we would see a backwards Big Dipper though, so we're seeing the same stars. It just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, like, all right, so this is the Earth, but just pretend the Earth are the stars, right? So those are stars. So in 6 months from now, we're facing this way. Do you see them back there? Do you see any of the stars back there? And like one of them? Or is it completely different stars back there? I'm facing that way, and then I'm facing back this way 6 months from that. There they are again. So how is that possible to see the same stars? Is he gonna answer? Guess he's not gonna answer. Guess you don't have an answer to why I see the same stars year round again. Just can't answer that one. Does he have an answer? Who else is in here? Any other trolls in here? Someone just walked by in the hallway. I don't know why my voice is cracking tonight. But yeah, what's some other movies about gang stalking though? I need some other movies to watch. Cause I know there's out there. I know there's gotta be more of them. So what's some other ones? Oh yeah, Eagle Eye. I forgot to mention Eagle Eye. Just sink people in Eagle Eye. Sinking on Shia LaBeouf. Even before he gets activated, there's people synced on Shia LaBeouf, and there's a FedEx, like the part where he's at the ATM and all the money's coming out. It's like a synced FedEx behind him and all these synced people around him. There's a sync siren when he goes in the door of his apartment, and it switches up the siren sound synced when he puts the key in the lock. And it syncs up with him like twice. And it's a sink siren. And then I forgot to mention on the last video that there's also sink sirens on GTA. There'll be sink sirens going off when you walk up to intersections and stuff. And the cops will come driving to like be chasing a car in front of you. Synced. They do sync things on GTA 5, I swear to God. All the NPCs are doing sync shit. And GTA 4, I think. And maybe all of them, I don't know. And then I haven't watched a bunch of Saints Row videos. I've never really played it either, but I think they got sync people in that game too. Which is like a GTA like knockoff. But yeah, I'm gonna watch some more movies and see if they just got background actors doing it. 'Cause they were doing it on Spider-Man. I was like, that's weird. I don't know. Is it just normal to have synced background actors in movies? Yeah. I'll show you Spider-Man. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's perfectly synced. The Old Testament says Earth is dirt pizza. Did you prove how I can see stars all year round yet? Did you prove that yet? Give me any explanation yet? Still waiting. Turn the sound off so I don't get a copyright strike. What's YouTube's rules on the copyright strikes? Seems like it's kind of vague. Like they can just like they can just decide to do it if they want to. Alright. Let's see. Where is it at? Let's see. I think it's right about here. Yeah. Alright, stop. Let me rewind. Fuck. Here it is. Okay. So he comes out of the house, and Mary Jane comes out of the house at the exact same time as him. They come out of the house at the same time as each other. And like Gracie's coming off of the porch. He's coming out of the house. Right? So then, the other scene, he's in the backyard. She's coming out of the house when he puts the trash in the trash can. And, I passed it, I think. Here it is. Alright, let me play the movie. Alright, now I gotta back it up again. Alright. Hold on, y'all. My laptop. Alright, here we go. He's coming out of the house. Here he comes. He's gonna dump the trash. Right as she comes out of the house. Coincidentally. I don't know. It just keeps happening though. And like, I think she synced on him when she comes out of like where she works. That restaurant that she works at. Let's see, was she synced on him? Pretty sure she was, though. Like, he's just walking by when she comes out of work. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just seeing sinks. I'm just seeing sink people everywhere now. Let's see. Was she sinking on him in that scene? I'm fast forwarding because I don't know where it's at and it keeps skipping over shit. All right, yep, it's right here and he's just walking by right as she walks out of the restaurant. He just happens to be walking by. I'm telling you, man, Mary Jane's a stalker. He just happens to be walking by this restaurant right as she's walking out of it. And it's right at an intersection, too. Like, look, it's right at an intersection. And there's a taxi driving by. Is that a sink taxi? It's a lot of taxis in New York, so I don't know. Let's see, does she do other sink things? I don't think I watched it very much past this point. Let's see if MJ does other sink things. Yeah, there's the part, the parade thing, Green Goblin. I don't think MJ was doing the same things on that scene. But let's see about other scenes though. Is MJ doing the same things on other scenes? Here's another scene with MJ. Is she doing the same thing? Hold on, slow down. Hold on, man. Damn, stop. It's fast forwarding through like 2 other scenes. Now I gotta back up again. Fuck. Just wanna see if MJ's doing sync things. Is she doing sync things again? Let's see. Let's see, is she doing the same thing? Peter is walking up right as she's walking out of a door again. One of them's stalking the other one. I don't know who's stalking who, but right as she comes out, Peter's walking up. So either he's stalking her or she's stalking him. I don't know. Or I mean, like in this case, you could say it's a spidey sense too. I guess I don't know. Maybe he's just using his spidey sense to stalk MJ, walk up on her coincidentally. Maybe he's a spidey stalker. But it was happening before he got his powers, though. Or no? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure MJ is a stalker. Just saying. Looks stalkered up. Let's go through the rest of the movie. Is there any other stalkered up scenes? MJ? What about this scene with MJ? Is this stalkered up? Is it? Is it? What about the next scene with MJ? Is it gonna be stalkered up? Here it is. Is it stalkered up? Is it gonna be stalkered up? don't think it's stalkered up. What about the next scene? Well, I think Harry is stalking him too. I don't know, man. But it definitely looks like MJ is stalking him, or one of them stalking the other one in the other scenes. But that scene, but like right as they hold hands, Harry walks in the room, you know, and it's just like, I don't know, is it stalkered up? I don't know, man. What about the next scene? Alright, that's probably not gonna be stalkered up. What about, is there gonna be another scene with MJ after that? I forget. And if so, is it stalkered up? Let's find out. Uh, no? Alright, well, all those other scenes look stalkered up though, didn't they? I think they did.